Boom shakalaka, there is a lot of uncertainty in the Bitcoin markets today. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at what is causing this uncertainty, why you may want to have a little bit more faith than people may suggest, and what the future holds for Bitcoin, particularly some very promising price predictions. You'll definitely want to stay tuned. What's up everyone, Randall here from Crypto Love. Today's video, we're taking a look at Bitcoin, what's going on now, why the price is just chopping sideways, and when, for goodness sake, is it going to go up? Before we do, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Also, come join us over on Twitter at the Crypto Love, where every day we share some of the best charts in Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Push the like button, helps out so much. Let's try and get to 1,000 likes. Now, today in Extreme Fear, 23, pretty darn close to yesterday. Definitely not as good as last month, but as the price goes down, the fear goes up. The overall market today pretty much sideways. Bitcoin at 39,567, Ethereum at 29.26, BNB at 405, Solana at $97, XRP at 64 cents, Terra Luna at $87, Cardano at 83 cents, and Dogecoin at 14 cents. And if you want to know the top coins today to outpace just holding Bitcoin alone, the top coins today on Gate.io up almost 934% above just holding Bitcoin alone would be Kyber Network Crystal, XCAD Network, Kava, Meter Governance, and One Ledger. And if you want to check this out for yourself, add some low caps for higher risk, but potentially much higher reward, there is a discounted link down in the description. Also, today's episode is sponsored by Shiryo, so stay tuned to find out a little bit more about the project. Now, Bitcoin today. Since the end of March, we've been traveling this dotted white line downtrend. As you can see here, we have a breakout suggested roughly by May 11th, breaking up or breaking down. Now, where we are right now, it actually looks like what was previously support, this dashed blue line, could now become resistance as Bitcoin could progress in this upward trend channel. But there's a lot more going on than just meets the eye in this chart right here. So first off, we have Bitcoin entering a volatility squeeze for the 6th time in the last 2 years. You know what happens after volatility squeezes? There's a giant price breakout. Does it go up? Does it go down? Well, let's take a look. After the first one, it went up. After the second one, it went down. The third one, it went up. The fourth one, it went down. The fifth one, it went down. I don't know. It could go up. It could go down. And not only that, but we do have a couple charts that are suggesting we might see a pretty significant drop in Bitcoin price, like this one, the accumulation phase floor confirmation cross, where the short-time holder floor and the dormancy flow floor cross every time Bitcoin price drops down to the dormancy flow floor within roughly about a month. Now, right now, it's been about 50 days since this happened. We haven't seen a price drop down to that level. That level is right at $28,000. Not only that, but this was published the other day, where every time that the 20 and 50 MA turned negative, or weekly, 20 and 50 weekly MA turned negative, you can see the slope change to negative. Every time there was a 50% drop after that happened. Now, right now, we just had that happen again. Could we have a 50% drop? Well, if we take a look at that, I just want to take a look at that because that is important. If we compare this cycle top based on the Pi cycle top with the previous 2 cycle tops based on Pi cycle tops, and we put them in the same spot. Now, if I zoom in a little bit here so you can see this a little bit better, we'll go this way. Here we go. So you can see that where we are right now, this area where we are right now, this was actually the bottom for the first cycle. This was actually the bottom for the second cycle. So both cycles are suggesting that this is the bottom. And we're going to go into some very bullish charts in just a moment to tell you exactly where Bitcoin price is likely headed, right after we give a special thanks to the sponsor of today's episode, Shiryo. So Shiryo is a brand new play-to-earn gamified project with an NFT trading card game in development. Think Magic the Gathering meets the metaverse, plus bonus DeFi token utility. Shiryo takes place in a world called Adria, which is divided into 4 regions resembling the 4 elements: earth, fire, thunder, and water. The story starts after the continent was ravaged by a curse, making wolves violent and turning humans into werewolves fueled by the elemental power of each region. The Shiryo team plans to capture the attention of both crypto enthusiasts and non-crypto gamers with the rich lore of the Shiryo world. The Shiryoverse revolves around its token, shiryo, which is used as its currency for various actions including staking, card sales, minting, deck renting, game DAO, and wagering against other players. Shiryo also features a deflationary mechanism where 10% of game asset sales are used to buy and burn shiryo. It's no surprise that shiryo already has over 40,000 token holders and a rich community on both Telegram and Twitter. And now is probably the best time to get your hands on some cheap shiryo since the game is still in development. To get started, head over to shiryo.com or fill your bags with shiryo on Uniswap, MEXC, Bitmart, or LBank. Thanks, Shiryo, for sponsoring this episode. And now, if we take a look at Bitcoin again here, we can see that the short-term holder, long-term holder cost basis ratio right now in this yellow area and actually about to break to the upside. Now, when did this last happen where it hit the red, it came back down to the yellow, and then broke to the upside? We would have to go all the way back here to 2013 when we actually had the double peak. It was in the red, came down to the yellow, broke out of the yellow back into red, making this double peak. Potentially, we have not seen the second peak of a double peak cycle. Potentially. Not only that, but if we take a look at this indicator right here, the Bitcoin OBV, this has called very well bottoms and also tops. We can see the bottoms on the OBV correspond to bottoms in Bitcoin price. And then when the trend breaks, that is a great selling point, and then comes back down to the bottom, great buying point, selling point. Not only that, but there's a lot of correlation between Bitcoin cryptocurrencies and stocks right now. And this potentially looks very promising because NASDAQ tends to bounce relatively quickly once it reaches the downtrend, the dark red channel, and the main support holds. If it happens again, it would mark the market's bottom for NASDAQ and potentially for correlated cryptocurrencies as well. We can see that every time came down, found very sharp V-shaped support on this dark red channel. Happened there, happened here, and right now we just dropped to the dark red channel, potentially signaling support. Not only that, but investor sentiment is at historic pessimism. In 35 years, only 5 other weeks got this extreme. 4 during the 1990 recession trough inflation peak, 1 at the exact bottom in March 2009. We can see we are very far down here, the all bull bear spread. This is based on investor sentiment. The last few times it was down at this level, look, that was a bottom right down there before we had a massive bull run. And then also when we were down at this level, bottom here before massive bull run. Well, right now we're there again, bottom, potentially another massive bull run coming. Where? Well, if we take a look at this chart here from TechDev, he thinks that this cycle 3 wave is similar to this cycle 1 wave, where basically it has a parabolic primary impulse, primary zigzag correction in blue, intermediate zigzag correction in purple, intermediate fiat correction in yellow, and then primary fiat correction in yellow, followed by a cycle zigzag correction. So where are we right now? Well, we've already had the green parabolic primary impulse, and we had a top there. And then we have the primary zigzag correction where the price kind of comes down. Now, granted, these cycles are longer than 4 years, so you do also have to pay attention to that. But then we have the intermediate zigzag correction, which we had already, followed by a top at the intermediate fiat correction. But if we take a look at this, after the intermediate fiat correction, there's also a primary fiat correction and the cycle zigzag correction. Potentially 2 more overextended impulse tops above where we are. Potentially why price may head up. Where to? Well, let's ask the guy who predicted the $10,000 to $65,000 Bitcoin bull run within a day accuracy. Let's also ask the same guy who predicted that $32,000 was the bottom after we saw a $69,000 top. Who is that? Well, that's 888 Velvet right here. And right now he is saying we are looking at a $160,000 moon territory based on this Elliott wave pattern, where after we had the blow off top and we had the ABC downtrend, we had accumulation, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 setting up for 5 after this accumulation floor, which would bring us to roughly $160,000 for Bitcoin. So things are looking good for Bitcoin. I'm optimistic. I know there are some charts that look bad, but there are also a lot of charts that look good. And when you think about what's going on in the world, having some money in Bitcoin and legit cryptocurrencies is definitely the way to go, at least for me, but not financial advice. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, make sure to like, subscribe, click the notification bell. Come join us over on Twitter. I'll catch you later. Have a good one. Love you. Peace.